Hello, welcome to Clarity Tarot. Today's question will be, what should you know about this person? And we're going to have 6 piles. Pile 1 is the bee. Pile 2, the black egg. Pile 3, the bear. Pile 4, the lamb. Pile 5, fish and golden egg. Pile 6, starfish and turtle. So take a moment and tune in to which one you think has the energy of you or your person, and we will see what's most important for you to be aware of. In the meantime, for those of you that are my long-term subscribers and followers, hey, it's been a while. Glad to be back. I have replaced every moment that I'm not working with pickleball, my new obsession, and so it's left me even less time to get readings out, but I'm hoping to balance it out a bit more from here. But I mean, do y'all know about pickleball? It's so much fun. I like it so much. Anyway, I'm sure it'll come up in a few of these piles because, whatever I tend to be onto in my life seems to also come through in the readings in some way. But other than that, life is good. Spring has just arrived here in Greenville, so some of the trees and shrubs and plants are beginning to bloom. So looking forward to this long winter being over, and I bet y'all are feeling similarly if you're in a place in the world where winter is now ending. But happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. It's always a pleasure reading for you. And let me know what you'd like to hear next. I have a couple topics on my list that I wanted to do, but I'm also feeling inspired to support you all with whatever you're most interested to know right now. So please leave me a comment or send me a message and let me know what you're into these days. So let's get started with pile 1, and I will see you at your reading. All right, hey pile 1, how are you? If you picked the bee card from the Spirit Animals Oracle, this will be your reading, and let's see what you have from the Byzantine Tarot. Oh, we have the Magus. Never know how to say that exactly. But that's the Magician card in this deck, and let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so what you should be aware of as regards this person. So I actually kind of love this combination for you, pile 1, because as you may know, like the Magician card is, I would say, even though it's very powerful, it can tend a little bit negative to me. The Magician is like the ultimate manifester, if you want to think of it that way. Someone who knows how to create, knows how to tap on the energy of all 4 elements to get done what they need to get done. And even when it's upright, to me, it can have kind of a sense of like pulling strings or figuring out the quickest way to get somewhere. And there's kind of like an ends justifies the means kind of vibe with this card. But we have it paired with the bee, which I really love this for you because, well, or for this person, I guess I should say. The bee is like just, I mean, if you think about a bee, like so loyal, tireless, hardworking, tenacious, and focused on a particular result that, in my mind, with the bee, this is like always a positive result. So maybe you've even noticed this about this person, like they seem to be really focused and intent on getting what they want, and maybe things kind of tend to go their way. If you're anything like me, sometimes I see a person like that and I'm like, I don't know though, is there some shady dealings going on here? Like, how do you really get what you want every time? Like, that doesn't just happen. But with this person, it's very above board. They have a lot of skills and they're very pure-hearted, and they collaborate with others. They find the way to make things happen that's really going to serve the entire community, not just them. That's another thing with the bee. I mean, if you think about a bee, like what kind of animal is this? Like they're part of a hive, very hard workers, and they're like in service to the queen. Are you this person's queen, pile 1? You might be. But anyway, it's not about them. Like whatever they're doing has some kind of higher meaning or purpose to it. And they're very centered and focused on that higher purpose, which I think is what keeps them in balance with this magician energy. So I think this reading is coming through because perhaps you've had a question about like their integrity or their intentions, perhaps, or just like what kind, well, literally the question of the reading, like what kind of person is this? And Spirit wants you to know, like, there's nothing to worry about here with them. Like it's actually, it's all good. So what else for pile one, please? Spirit, what else should pile one know about this person? We have a few falling out. I'm going to wait till they show up a little bit more orderly. Oh my. These are jumping out around a little bit, which is giving me kind of this erratic feeling. I really wasn't getting that with the Bee and the Magician before. I think this person sometimes gives an impression that they're a little chaotic or a little unstable in some way, but they're actually not. It's like they have an outer layer of, you know what I'm thinking of? They have an outer layer that kind of looks like Pigpen, you know, from like Charlie Brown, the Peanuts characters. There's this character Pigpen who just like walks around in a cloud of dust. Like that's kind of how this person is, except the cloud is like, it's like a cloud of chaos. But underneath there's this real like community oriented focused service, and they're not nearly as out there as they seem. I don't know if anything wants to come out from this deck. Maybe that's all that you need to hear. Or actually, I think I have to check for a different deck in my little bag of tricks here. One moment. So Spirit asked for me to pull a card for you from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters as more of what you need to know about this person instead of pulling from the tarot deck. So we will do that. So Spirit, please, for pile one, what's important for them to know here? And we have Kitsune. I will show you whom to trust. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me at all because I do feel like you've had maybe a little bit of challenge or question in your mind about whether to trust this person. And obviously, like, use your own discretion. Don't outsource your own intuition and gut feeling to a tarot reading. But this tarot reading is here to confirm for you, like, it's going to be revealed to you very soon, if not already, that this person is trustworthy, even though they may like trigger you at first or seem, yeah, chaotic is the word I just keep getting. They may seem kind of all over the place, but they're truly not. This could be even something like, you know, maybe they're, if y'all are into astrology, which I know many of you are, I mean, there's the difference between like your rising sign, which is how you appear, and then your sun sign, which is like how you actually are. So they could have a more erratic, like fire sign, let's say rising sign, or like rising in Pisces, for example, but maybe they're an earth sign underneath. So you kind of don't expect it of this person to be very practical and step by step, but they are. That's how they truly are. Okay, so anything else, Spirit, that you want to come through for pile one's reading? Okay. So if you've been watching a lot of tarot readings on this person, that may be part of what's confusing you and making you feel like you're not sure if you can trust them, which I know is ironic coming from me as a tarot reader in yet another tarot reading. But I think if you've had this, like, you will recognize this in yourself. And I've certainly been here too. But general readings, like on YouTube, can only be so dialed in to your exact situation. So it's like you're filtering through some messages that are true for you and some that aren't. And that's a lot of emotional labor, let's say, intuitive labor. And so if you're watching a lot of them, and you're getting, let's say, like 60% useful information for you and 40% filler, over time, what starts to happen, I think, for people is they may not be exactly perfect about the messages they allow in versus the ones they don't. Or even if they hear something, they're like, no, that doesn't apply to me. They might ruminate about it afterwards. So I think this is not coming through like Spirit saying like stop watching tarot readings, which trust me, if I was getting that, I would tell you, and I've said that on my channel before in different readings, but it's more coming through with like, you're at the point now where you need, for balance and your understanding of this person, you need more time spent in person with them, which will then allow you to go and do more readings. Does it make sense? The balance is just off right now with the amount of readings you're doing versus your real-time experience. So let that catch up a little bit and you'll be in a good spot. Okay, pile one, hope this was helpful for you. Leave a like, share, or subscribe to my channel. Let me know what this was like, or if it resonated, or even if it didn't. I'm always curious to hear that. Or leave me a comment about what you'd like me to read on next, and I will see you in the next reading. Thanks for being here. Hey, pile two, if you picked the black egg, let's get into it. I'm really curious about this one. And let's see from the Byzantine Tarot what you have. We have the Ace of Coins, the Ace of Pentacles. What do you need to know about this person? So the black egg, this is a spirit card. Like all of these animal oracles are associated with a particular well, these are associated with particular chakras because they're the spirit element, but the other elements, there's like earth, wind, fire, water. But this is actually the spirit element and associated with the throat chakra. And the black egg is about like knowing and speaking your truth. Like, what is the truth in this situation? And so we have the truth in the situation for this person, that they're planting a seed. So now there's a couple ways this could go, and you'll have to participate in the reading here to know what's more true for you. What you need to know about this person is they're planting a seed. So let's say you come to this reading and you're like, this person's acting weird with me. I don't know what they're doing. They're starting to talk to me all funny. They like are texting me at weird hours about random stuff, and I don't know what's happening. This is the message Spirit's letting you know, like they're planting a seed. They're trying to like get you ready, get the relationship ready to grow a mighty oak is what I'm hearing. So there's that possibility. Now, for some of you that might be here and you're like, what's up with this person? They seem kind of shady. I don't know what's going on. It could be like their truth that's coming through is they're wanting to now plant something elsewhere. So I'm getting for most of you, like you'll know which group you're in because you would have already suspected this to some degree, but I'm going to ask for some clarification from Spirit. Like, so Spirit, for pile two, how would they know which group they're in? Like whether they're this person is planting with them group or they're planting elsewhere. And maybe even for an even more confusing situation, there's some of you where both things are happening. Like this person's planting with you, but they're also planting in other fields, if you catch my drift. So, okay, this was wanting to come out. 10 of Swords in reverse. So if you've had any kind of experience with this person where there was either an ending or it seemed like things really lost steam and seemed to kind of come to a halt, that would let you know that you're in that second or third group where this person is like planting elsewhere. Anything else, Spirit? We have a few things falling out here. I'm going to take them all. This is King of Cups in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles. So whichever group you're a part of, Spirit is pointing to the nature of this person. The King of Cups in reverse is, for me, this is the addict card. It's the codependent card. So let's say you know that this person just got out of a 15-year marriage 2 weeks ago and is maybe throwing all kind of like romantic energy your way. Like that is a codependent behavior. Nobody that's in that situation should be just like out here willy-nilly trying to make something happen. Like there's so much healing and regrounding that needs to happen there. But many of us coming out of situations like that just feel so destabilized, and like we need something to take the edge off, and so we reach for a high. And it seems to me like part of this person's high, and again, whichever category you're in, is relationships. So they're just a little bit wobbly right now. The back of the deck, we have the Holy Fool in reverse. So I actually, like when the Fool card is upright, to me this is like a really beautiful energy. It's about starting over. It's about like taking that leap of faith and truly putting all your, I'm using so many idioms, putting all your eggs in one basket, taking the leap of faith, being willing to lay it all out on the line for someone or something. So I think the point though of what's coming through here, like forget the whole like which group are you in for a second. Like no matter what, this person is in like a needy energy. And I think you've already picked up on this, pile 2, if you're here. I'm getting a sense that you're all pretty intuitive coming to this pile. And it's like, you know, this person, like you want to trust them that they're good, that everything's fine, but you get the sense that they're a little bit just like not so steady on their feet. This gives me like root chakra problems, you know. Another way to say that would be like, just like no solid foundation, no sense of who I am and like which end is up, which they've probably been through a very disorienting experience, like losing a relationship, moving recently, losing a job. There's all kinds of things that can disrupt your root chakra. But this person is reaching out for stability, and it's like they're looking to you for that. And that makes sense that like the thing to know about them is the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, that is trying to plant something so that it becomes rooted and grounded and consistent and reliable. So that is what they're looking for. So that is like, it's a positive impulse that they're having. I just think they're maybe not being very discerning about where those seeds are being planted right now. So I want to actually keep going with this a bit and see, okay, beyond that, Spirit, what else should pile 2 know about this person? What else should pile 2 know about this person? The Sun in reverse. This person is either depressed, like going through a major depressive episode, or anxiety, or just overwhelm. But I'm really getting mental health with this, and I'm also getting that this is situational. So you may be looking at this person like, wow, what a great opportunity. This person's a catch. They're so wonderful. They have all these great qualities. And it's okay that they're in like a kind of a tough situation. I don't want to miss the chance though. And I think what Spirit is saying is like, this person will come around. Like everything will be more solid if you wait. Because right now they're in this, what's a better word than needy? Clingy, unstable, frenetic, codependent. I guess codependent is probably the best word. They're in a codependent energy. So anything they would create with you right now would also be codependent. So the more like you stand in your spot and give this person time, the more it's going to regulate and even out. And this includes like if you're one of these people who thinks like maybe this person started, if it's romantic, like they started talking to other people or something like that, you know, let it all settle out. Like this person is going to understand up from down, but not right now because their feet are not on the ground. You know what I mean? So don't judge them too harshly. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse flying out. They've gone through a really tough chapter, and things are going to improve for them from here. And the more involved you get with them right now, the more it's going to kind of drag you down, pile 2. And I think you know this, but like I think you care about this person. You want to be there for them through a hard time. But what you should know is like you being there with them right now does not actually help them. What's going to help them the most is people, like mature people, setting boundaries and being like come back to me when you got yourself together. Not in a mean way, like in a supportive, like, don't be messy with me kind of way. Because this person doesn't feel good about it either. Like they know they're not right and they're just doing their best. Anything else here for pile 2? Anything else for pile 2? Temperance in reverse. Yeah, I guess we just needed to hear this message one last time, eh? They're not in balance. You can't be in balance. If there is no foundation, if there's no ground under your feet, like how can you be balanced? Like this person, it's like they're walking and the earth is shaking. Like there's a literal earthquake happening. So this will not always be this way. Have patience. I'm going to pull a card for you from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters as like advice or support for you going through this, because I do get that you care about this. Hedgehog love, positive, uplifting new friends. So I think all things considered, like you see this person as a friend, and so like you just want to be around them. So maybe even without knowing it, like you're wanting some friendship energy from them, you know, even more so than love. And Spirit's wanting you to know that like you do have new friends coming in, maybe new pickleball friends. If you're anything like me, I just felt led to say that because it's something that's been really positive for me that way. So yeah, this person is not your last bus, romantically, friendship-wise, or anything. Like you have lots of options. It will become obvious to you very quickly. Give this person space. It'll be best for you and for them. It's the way you can most show love in the moment. Thank you, Pile 2. This was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Hey, Pile 3, if you picked the bear, this will be your reading. Let's see what card you have from the Byzantine Tarot. Ooh, we have the Empress. Wow. And the bear really gives me like mama bear energy. This is very like protective, nurturing, supportive, steadfast. The other thing about the bear is about waking up. It's about coming out of hibernation. It's about stepping into yourself. So what you should know about this person, like this person has kind of like burst forth on the scene as themselves finally, as this like radiant, rich, nurturing, abundant empress. So maybe you have known this person for a while and you've never seen them in this light, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, where did this happen? How did this happen? Like, where did this come from? I've never seen this person like this. And like, maybe you've even kind of felt kind of like a jerk, like, I didn't think my friend was this great or whatever. And you're realizing that this was there all along, like just kind of dormant and waiting to be revived. If that's you, Pile 3, like don't feel bad. This person truly was in kind of like a hibernation phase for whatever reason. And I'm wanting to tell a story from my own life here. I don't even know how it exactly applies, but I've learned to trust it in these readings. So like, I feel like for myself, even recently, I've had more of a coming out moment or series of moments where I've been a little bit more visible. I've been a little bit more active, and I could see how some people might see me this way. Like where did all this shine come from? Because a year ago at this time, like I had that health crisis. Like I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't work. I couldn't even keep in touch with my friends and family. Like it was really rough. And I was kind of like a shell of a person, at least in my own mind at that time. So like to go from that to how I'm feeling today and just, I don't know, what would look like to others, like changes in my personality, I could see how something like this would be. So I think I'm just sharing that example, and Spirit's wanting me to bring it up to let you know, like, don't feel bad if this shocks you and you're kind of like, what? I didn't think this person was that great. Like, not in a rude way, but like just the way that they are now, it just seems totally categorically different than before. And so Spirit's saying like, yes, that is situational, and it makes sense that you had the impression that you did from before, and it's okay. So what else to know about this person? They have immense inner reserves. This person is a high potential, very abundant person. And I think that they have money. I would say that you probably have always known this about them, that they maybe have some money. But maybe you in the past saw it as like, I don't know, like old money, like family money, something like this. But now you're realizing, oh, this person creates wealth wherever they go. And not just money, like relational wealth, like social happiness wealth, spiritual wealth. Like they are, I don't like the term manifester for this so much. I feel like there could be a better one. They're a creator, they're a nurturer. And I'm getting this person's actually a little bit quiet. Like with the bear and the empress, I get kind of a subdued energy. It's like the person operating in the background you don't always even notice. Like they wouldn't be the obvious leader of a group. Even if you know this person's had leadership opportunities or roles in the past, you'd be like, okay, that's cool. But it's not, you like, it doesn't exactly compute. How else do I describe this person? They're the sleeper. They're the one you don't expect. They're like very humble. They don't have to be out in front, but they have no problem being out in front. And I think, like, so the way you'll know if this message is for you and is true for your person, think about what happens when leadership needs to be taken in a particular situation. And I'm getting that you know this person from a group just because I'm getting so many group examples come to mind. But let's say there's a group and there's maybe like confusion in the group and somebody needs to just like get everybody together to make a decision. Like this person will be the person to step up and be like, okay, let's make it happen now. Everyone come together. Or if somebody crosses a line, crosses a boundary, this will be the first person to be like, oh, hell no, that's not okay. Like this person is out and there'll be no two ways about it. They're very strong. They're very decisive. I don't want to use the word controlling because it's the Empress. It's feminine energy. So it's not control. It's responsiveness. But like there's a lightning quickness to it. Like this person does not F around. And I think you're seeing this about them for the first time for whatever reason right now. And I'm hearing from a spirit that like this is a gift. It's a gift for you to see this person rightly because maybe a lot of people, for a variety of reasons, miss this about this person. And they're such a gem. Like anyone who has them in their life, like this wealth, this abundance, this growth, this productivity, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Thriving, human thriving. It's going to rub off on you. So you definitely want to be around this person, like regardless of if you feel any kind of way about them, like you want to be close to them. You want to be in their circle. Okay. What else? What else for pile 3, please, Spirit? Fortitude. Oh, I haven't mentioned this. It's so funny because I've thought about it 100 times as I was doing your reading. This is the strength card in this deck. This person is incredibly strong. Like you might even see this in their body. This is not like, for most of you, this is not like a skinny, scrawny, like zero muscle tone kind of person. I'm not like no shade. Like there's all body types. There's nothing wrong with that. This person is a bruiser. Like, they're the one you want to help you move because they're going to be like strapping your couch to their back and walking up 3 flights of stairs. There's an intensity to them, but again, it's like a quiet intensity. It's easy to miss. And again, I want to say like, don't feel bad if you've missed this about this person because there's a good reason you may have missed it. But Spirit's wanting you to know, like, this person has resilience, they have grit, they have determination. The low time that you maybe met them during was, like, one of the lowest times of their life, and that's not going to be the norm. Like, the way that you're experiencing them now is going to be the norm. And it's interesting, like, I'm getting a sense, so as the reader, I'm reading the cards, but I'm also, to a degree, reading your energy as the viewer. And so the energy I'm getting from you as the viewer is like some interest, some intrigue, and also a little bit of distrust, because the way this person's showing up for you right now, I think, is so radically different than who you've known them to be or the impression you formed of them in your mind days, weeks, months ago. And so Spirit's just wanting me to say that, to acknowledge that for you, that yes, it's not just you, like this has been kind of a 180, but that should also tell you something about this person. Like this person is indomitable. They are a force to be reckoned with. They will always grow. They will always overcome. No matter how low they go, it will just be an opportunity to recreate and be reborn. And so if you're down with that, if you want that energy in your life of kind of like the phoenix rising from the ashes kind of deal, like, by the way, this is an amazing person to have anytime you're going through something negative, because not only would they be able to see what is new that's being birthed in you to support and nurture and let that like come forth more easily, they've also been there. Like this person, like, this is my personal opinion, I don't think anyone gets this strong without a lot of trials and a lot of different kinds of trials. Maybe this person hasn't told you about those. But if you're struggling with trust with them, something you might consider doing is just asking them, like, tell me about a really difficult period in your life. Like, what's the hardest thing you've ever been through? And I think that would be very illuminating for you about this person. It would help like connect some dots and help you to trust them more. But in no way is this reading saying like, oh, shame on you, pile 3, you should trust them more. Like, your lack of trust is directly related to your experience of watching this person be, basically from your eyes, like be a lot of different people. And the more you get to know them, the more that will dissipate. All right, let's pull a card for advice to close your reading. So this is from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters for my pile 3, please. Pile 3, please. We have 2 wanting to come out. Wolf Moon, I will watch over you. If you've been feeling unprotected or like you have to watch your back, Spirit's with you. And as another message, like if you're worried that this person could backbite you, that's not going to happen. It's just not. There's no need to worry. The Mermaid of Immersion, complete commitment. Yeah, how do I explain this? So this again is about this person. It's not, well, I guess it is kind of advice for you. Okay. Complete commitment. This person is completely committed to you as a friend, as a lover, as a colleague, as whatever way that you know them. And at the same time, like they're more committed to their perception of your healthiness than they are committed to you and like reinforcing your particular ideas at a time. What's a good example of this? Let's just say, for example, you have an active addiction. You're, I don't know, using meth every day. This person would be committed to an intervention to help you heal and get some help from that. They would not be an enabler. This person's not going to enable your bad behavior, but it's like they're in partnership with your higher self. So I think the advice coming through here for you is look inside yourself. Like, is that what you want? Is that the kind of friend you want? Do you want a friend who helps you grow? Or do you want a friend who helps you feel comfortable? Because if you want a friend that helps you just to feel comfortable, this might actually not be the person for you. And that's okay. Not everyone wants to grow and expand. This is an expansion person. So if you don't trust them, if you over time progressively feel like, I just don't know about this, that might be a sign to you that you're more of a stasis person, more of a stability person, not a growth person or a change person. And that is perfectly okay, you know? So I think this is coming through just to let you know, like, pay attention to that, you know, connect to yourself. But either way, like, this person is not a threat to you. Like, in no way. Even if they had a different idea about what health and growth meant for your life than you do, like, this person will not cross your boundaries. If they get the message, like, hey, I don't interfere with me in that area, like, I want to be using meth every day, this person would, you know, respect your decisions and move away. They're not going to try to control or dominate you. Maybe you've had that in the past, pile 3, where someone's tried to control or dominate you. That is not this person. Okay, so this was your reading, pile 3. I hope it was helpful. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Okay, hey, pile 4. If you picked the Lamb, let's see what you need to know about this person. And from the Byzantine Tarot, we have the 4 of Coins. Okay. So I get a very motherly energy from this. This could be literally a parent to you. If it's not one of your parents, this is a very committed, gentle, supportive energy in your life. This could be a friend, could be a neighbor, a sibling. It's someone who wants your best and someone who wants to hold on to you. They don't want anything to happen in this relationship where you would be separated for any reason. And with the Lamb, I really get that the Lamb has a message. Like, do you see these diamonds here in the background? I'm getting this as like a pulsing of a message that the Lamb is trying to send you. And whatever message this is, you would know. You have to participate in the reading yourself to understand like what that would be. But it's like, it's something related to peace, acceptance, gentleness, slowing down, surrender, themes like this. Maybe you've even been in a fight with this person recently, or even not so recently. Maybe you're in no contact. And the message this person's trying to send to you through the ethers is like, it's okay. Like, all is well. It's well with my soul. I'm at peace. I hope you're at peace. And I just love you. This could also be someone who has passed on. And again, it might have been like kind of a tumultuous ending for you and this person. But what Spirit's wanting you to know, what's important for you to know about them, is that their intentions towards you, their vibe towards you is only peace and gentleness. That's really beautiful, pile 4. Okay, what else for pile 4? What else should they know about this person? I'm actually feeling like this pile might be very succinct. Oh, I say that as we get like 8 cards flying out, but here we go. 5 of Coins. Yeah, so you're separated from this person in some way, either separated by death, by distance, by some kind of fight. 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, ouch. 5 of Cups, wow. The Moon, 9 of Swords, King of Pentacles. What you should know about this person. Any pain that you feel this person either currently feels or has felt about the situation. They're not indifferent, as you might think. And it would be very easy to think this person's indifferent because I don't think they've shown you much emotion or grief about the situation that you find yourself in with them. And it's because it's coming from a good place with them. It's coming from their desire to not make a bad situation worse. The example that's coming to mind is maybe this is a lover you have that you've just grown apart. Like, you both know it. Nobody wants to say it, but like, you're totally different people now. You have different lives and you don't want to you don't have the same goals anymore. You don't, it's becoming very clear that you have different ambitions in life. This person doesn't want to make that more painful by saying like, hey, pile 4, like you and I, our paths are going on different roads, like have a nice life. What they would prefer to do is say nothing and send you positive, supportive, gentle vibes. For whatever reason, they think that is the most non-violent and supportive way to let this ending come about. This might even be someone who, like I said, passed on, or maybe that you broke up with, or an old friend you lost touch with, that it just kind of faded away, or this person may have even ghosted you. And I'm probably the least fan of ghosting out there on the planet. I think it's like abusive, truly, in most cases. But if this person has ghosted you, they've actually done it with positive intentions, maybe a little bit misguided intentions, because I don't think ghosting is actually a positive experience for anyone ever. But the reason this person has cut off the contact is out of love for you, out of support, out of knowing that nothing they can do or say will change the reality of the situation, and to love you rightly, to be with you the best way possible, is to allow you to live your life and allow you to heal from them and move on. And so they're wanting to give you that gift, even though it's not what they want. Like this person actually feels, we've got the 4 of coins here. The 4 of coins, it's like a grasping, needy, greedy energy. This person would love to just have you all to themselves and like suck you dry, I'm hearing. But what motivates them to not do that is their love for you, actually. So this is really a beautiful energy coming through. I hope I did a good enough job describing it. I'm not feeling led to pull any other cards for this reading. But so like what you need to know about this person, they love you. They always have. And pulling back is also an expression of that love, even though it may not seem that way. And with the King of Pentacles here at the end of your reading, like there's something about this person stepping away that's going to allow you to have the height of stability, wealth, abundance. When I say wealth, I don't mean like money, although it includes that, but more like inner riches, Like this person stepping back is contributing to that for you, and they want that for you, and they love you. So I hope this was helpful, Pile 4. This was your reading. Please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Hey, Pile 5, if you picked the fish and the golden egg, this will be your reading. Let's find out what you need to know about this person. And from the Byzantine Tarot, we have Sophia. Wow. Sophia, this is the High Priestess in this deck. This card in this deck always gives me even more of like a religious flavor, I guess, than in other tarot decks. So the person you're asking about may or may not be religious. They may even be something like a minister or a tarot reader. Whatever the case, there's something about their spirituality you don't exactly get, Pile 5, which is fine. Like, you don't have to. I think this person's used to not being gotten. But, let's talk about the fish and the golden egg. So the golden egg is actually, this is a spirit card, kind of like the ether element, and it's about the heart chakra. So it's about the opening and the strength and the pulsing, I'm hearing, of the heart chakra. Heart chakra is about our emotions, our grief. The seat of our soul is how I also like to think of that, in the heart chakra. And so to have this here describing it about the person, like there's something about their emotionality and their spirituality that are very connected. With the fish in the middle, so the fish is kind of to me, it's kind of a crazy animal. Like they're all just kind of like swimming this way and that way. It's like turning one direction, then the other direction. Like this person might actually appear kind of flighty to you, or inconsistent or chaotic at times. But what's happening, I think, is that they're flowing with the stream. It's like they have their finger on the pulse of what it is Spirit wants them to do, and they're adapting to that. Do you see how I never have noticed this, but in both the Sophia card and the Fish card, they have like in the background, there's these lines or like bursts of energy, both of them here. And so I think this is coming through as symbology of how both emotionally and spiritually this person is like blowing in the wind, floating in the river, like in the best possible way. Not like I'm aimless, I'm a drifter, but like I'm a channel of spirit and I will be used as I am used. This person has a very deep trust of themselves, of their energy body, their emotions, their spirit. You may even hear them say things that seem kind of whacked out sometimes. Like, oh, that person's aura was crazy, or yeah, I got their energy all over me, or I don't even know what else. What's coming to mind? You know what I'm talking about, though, pile 5. Like, this person sometimes says things and you're like, I have no idea what you mean. I think I might know what you mean, but you're weirding me out right now. And this person, they are used to that. They know that they can be a lot for people. But I think it's even difficult for them to say anything at all, because to even describe what they're experiencing, they have to like translate it from the energy from the spiritual world into English or whatever language they speak, which is not an easy thing to do. What else about pile 5's person? What should pile 5 know about their person here, Spirit? What's important for them to understand? I mean, the first thing I'm hearing is like, you're not going to totally understand this person, and that's okay. That's the point. Like, this is not a person to understand. It's a person to observe, to learn from, to notice like what comes up in me as I see this person. Like, they have very particular gifts, and it's going to be very difficult for you to fully comprehend. 7 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Staves in reverse. So this to me is defensiveness in reverse. What you should know about this person. Like, this person is very open, and the best way for you to deal with them is to be very open. It doesn't mean that like any whacked out thing they say, you're like, oh wow, that's the wisest thing I've ever heard. Like, you don't have to go that far with this person. What I'm hearing is like the best place to start with them is fully believe that what they're saying is what's happening to them. Like, that's as far as you need to go. You don't need to believe their interpretations or their wisdom, quote unquote, on anything. All you have to do is listen and believe them that that is their reality, that is their life. And just that, I think, is going to change your own perspective and open your mind in ways you would never predict. They're very positive. I think you're a very mental person, pile 5. Maybe you pride yourself in being very logical, not prone to fits of fancy, flightiness, emotionality. And so this might seem like emotionality or like out of whackness or kind of crazy, hippy-dippy, whatever, I don't know, with this person at moments. And so you maybe have trouble trusting it. And so again, Spirit's not saying, like, you don't have to trust it. There's no impetus here to force you to trust this person, but just start with what they're experiencing is valid to them. And this is a different kind of person than me, and they're having a human experience. And just by observation of that, I will learn something. My cognition will be improved. My view of the world, my intelligence, my intuition, my strong-mindedness, all of that will be enhanced just by observation of this person. Almost like like under a microscope or like in a petri dish, you know, kind of thing. And that's okay. Like, this person will not be offended by that. Like I said, they're used to it. They're kind of swimming, they're in a different lane than most of the world. They know that, they accept it, and they don't expect understanding. But what they do expect, if this is a personal person to you, like a friend or a lover, what I'm about to tell you is very important. And I want to give you that caveat because, like, if you mess this up, like, it's over for you with this person, okay? Are you hearing me? They don't expect understanding. They do expect acceptance. So if you observe this person, you hear their ideas, and you're like, wow, what a whacked out idea, and you reject them, if you belittle them, you make fun of them, like, you're out with this person. That's it. They expect like a certain amount of humanity and respect, the same way that they offer that to you. Or I mean, think about what it would be like to be this person. Like, just for a minute, put your ideas aside and let's start with the assumption that everything this person's experiencing is from a higher plane. They see a spiritual reality no one else does, and they are infinite wisdom, which I'm not even telling you have to believe that, just for the sake of the exercise right now, okay, pile 5? But although I gotta say, like, the card of Saint Sophia, like, it's more likely that's the truth than not. But regardless, you don't have to believe that. Let's just assume, though, that that is true. And this person is just infinitely spiritually wiser than 99.9% of the people that they're around. What would that be like? Just use your imagination. If you're that person, you're going around and you're dropping what to you seems like a softball, or like, rice pudding level complexity wisdom, and people are like, whoa, you're whacked out. What is going on with you? You're such a Looney Tunes person. I don't know. This person's used to that. And it usually comes from smaller minds. And so it's not, if they move along, it's not personal. It's just like they're not going to invest their energy unless it's fertile ground. And I think, from an intellectual point of view, I would think that you can appreciate that. So if you want to keep this person, acceptance is the name of the game. Not co-signing their ideas, not believing everything they say, but acceptance of them as a person and their right to have a human experience, to believe that experience, and to be respected. Let's close your reading with okay. 2 cards already wanting to jump out. These are from Oracle of the Shapeshifters. We have Brother Raccoon, a safe place for you to go. Butterflies in gloom. After sadness, happiness, and hope return. Okay, so with the Brother Raccoon, I think there's something about this person that triggers your sense of safety. Like, it seems, maybe you think they're like literally insane, or like if you think like them that you're going to lose your mind. Like, I'm really getting that, pile 5. Like, it feels unsafe to you to even consider the wisdom this person's offering, which, I don't know, you may want to look into that a bit. Like, why is that such an extreme reaction? Someone else has a different experience of life, and to you it's mental illness, it's descent into madness, it's something that's contagious and I must run from. I'm exaggerating, but I think you get what I mean. Butterflies in gloom. After sadness, happiness and hope return. So this message I'm about to say won't be for all of you watching, but if it's for you, you'll know. If you're here at this reading and you've been feeling kind of dry, kind of sad, kind of hopeless, kind of dead inside, which is a normal human experience, by the way, all of us have been there at one time or another, this person can actually really help you with that. In my opinion, and this is my opinion now, okay, this is not me channeling directly from spirit, this is Jan's opinion. Dryness like that comes from disconnection from our own emotional and spiritual body. And this person is the master of that, or the mistress of that. It's almost all they are, if you want to exaggerate. Like, that is their strength. And so just by being near them, again, by observing, by experimenting, by allowing their point of view to just, be on the landscape or the tapestry of available points of view you're exposed to, is going to slowly open you up to your own emotional and spiritual impulses in a new way, which is going to reduce this dryness. You have it in you, pile 5. You're an emotional and spiritual person just as much as this person is. They're just maybe a little bit out there with it. Just because you're not doesn't mean it isn't there. It just means that it's repressed. And that's no shade on you. Like, many of us do this, either temporarily or long-term, for lots of very good reasons. But if you're noticing that there's a dryness in your life that you don't want to continue, it's worth engaging with this person and allowing that change and that shift to take place. Okay, pile 5. I don't know what I was expecting with today's reading. I was not expecting this. I'd be very curious to hear what you think. Leave me a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Hey, pile 6. If you pick the starfish and the turtle, this will be your reading. Let's see what cards you have from the Byzantine Tarot. We've got the Page of Coins and the Four of Cups. All right. What should you know about this person? Ooh, this person gets gossiped about a lot. If you've heard things second or third hand about this person, believe none of it. I'm telling you right now, this person's very triggering. And let me explain what I mean. So let's talk about the starfish. So the starfish, I mean, if you want to just like for shorthand, this is like star energy, not even like the star card in tarot, but like celebrity, like influencer, famous person. Even if this person just has like a bunch of friends in your hometown of 2,000 people, they have a reputation, they're shiny, and people are jealous as fuck. I don't know if I can say that in my channel, but I'm doing it. How do I explain this? You know, this is something that took me a long time to even recognize in life, in the world, in my own life. Not everyone likes a successful, kind, peaceful, stimulating person. Sometimes those people are distrusted, they are vilified, they are ostracized, they are targeted because people are jealous. I used to laugh at that. Like, I don't know, in my younger days, people would be like, oh, well, she doesn't like me just because she's jealous. And I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe she just doesn't like you. Can't she just not like you? And I think that's also true, but this pile, what you should know about this pile is they have hatred surrounding them almost at all times. And a normal person would see that and be like, well, they must deserve it somehow, because why would a person be so controversial? But I'm here to tell you this person is actually not controversial at all. They're just triggering to others because they love themselves. They're in touch with themselves in a way that very few people are. So their authenticity, their inner beauty shines through in a way that can't be replicated, can't be fake. And people can't do that for themselves. Very few people can actually show up as their true self. And think about it for yourself. Like, how easy is it for you in a variety of situations to just be completely authentic, completely yourself, completely vulnerable, and like whatever happens, happens. People can't do that, and they hate this person for their ability to do it. Yeah, what else to say about this without repeating myself? So that's something you should know, that if you hear something negative about this person that you're like, wow, that surprises me, it's usually gossip born of jealousy and hatred. Not hatred of this person, hatred of themselves. The person who's talking to you, that's gossiping to you, they hate that they can't show up like this, because there is actually nothing all that special about this person. I'm going to break it to you right now. They're very shiny, yes, but all they do is they're unrelenting with like, this is who I am, you know, take me or leave me. This is it. And they refuse to be told that they're not enough, that they're not good enough, that there's something wrong with them, that they're too big, too small, too old, too young, too female, too male, too whatever it is, too smart, too dumb. They say, this is me, and I will have your acceptance and respect, or I will not be around. And I love me no matter what you say. And people just lose their minds. Lose their minds. So one particular piece of gossip or criticism you may have heard about this person or wondered about this person is that maybe they're just superficial. Maybe they're like all talk, no action. They're kind of like salesperson-y or like flash in the pan. I haven't heard that expression in a long time. No. With the turtle's here to clarify the starfish. So the starfish can be superficial by itself because it's like a spark. It's the muse, it's the inspiration, it's the catalyst, it's the beautiful person or experience out there that makes you think about life differently. But the turtle is like swimming in the water and has the ground. They're very consistent, very reliable, very earthy, loyal, trustworthy. What are some good words for the turtle? Consistent. And if you pay attention, you will notice this about this person. Okay, and I'm going to tell a story about myself here. Yippee. So I think I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. I can sometimes seem a little wild. Like if I don't really struggle with my hair, it looks almost like a lion's mane at times. Like it can be really kind of out there and puffy and whatever. And as I've already mentioned, I've been playing pickleball lately, which I really like, especially because I used to play volleyball. So like if there's a shot close up to the net, I like go up to like spike it. And usually that involves like some grunting or screaming or like, oh my God, I did it wrong, or I got it or whatever. And it can be a little guttural and whatnot. So I think I kind of freak people out. Well, I know I kind of freak people out a little bit when I play pickleball sometimes because I'm maybe just a little bit extra, let's say. But don't get me wrong, like I don't feel bad about it. I'm having the time of my life, and if others aren't, they can play with somebody else. It's not a problem for me, you know. We can all be happy out here. But the reason I think this is coming up for me to tell this story is I'm very consistent like with my serve. So I'm not like, you know, doing a backflip and then serving over the net or something that looks like totally chaotic and out there. I do it the same way every time. It's like 95% of the time it goes in. I have my same routine I go through. I do one bounce, I take a deep breath, I look up at the court where I'm meant to hit it, and then I serve, and usually it's a good serve. And this is, I guess I'm mentioning this long story because Spirit was mentioning, like, if you pay attention, this person is actually very grounded. They have routines, they have consistencies. There's things they do the same way every time. They're not like a Tasmanian devil mess out here just like bringing discord and chaos everywhere they go. That is not this person. So whatever you've heard about them or whoever is trying to say that they are like that, they are not like that. This person's actually very sweet, very, very individualistic. Just, you know, don't tread on me. Like, get your foot off my neck is all I ask of you. This person even isn't expecting a lot of you specifically, pile 6 that's viewing, but also like their friends and associates. The bare minimum they expect and that they've come to realize is a lot to ask at times is just don't come for me. Don't come against me. Like, as long as you're not going to come against me, like, we can be cool. This person has just gotten so much drama and jealousy and negativity and for no good reason. So for those of you that may be cross-watching, and by that I mean like maybe you picked a pile for yourself, like what should people know about you? I hope you're recognizing yourself in this, and I hope you're realizing that like whatever you've experienced, if you've ever been like canceled or ostracized from a group or had people really like be down on you, like this is not, it's not your fault. How do I say that better? Some people just can't vibe with you, you know, like you insist on a level of honesty, authenticity that most people like just can't get there. And so they either tell the truth about that and their own inadequacy, or they come for you. And so they would rather come for you. I know that can be lonely, but there will be a time where you're surrounded by people that you can trust this way and you don't have to worry. Anything else, Spirit, I haven't mentioned for pile 6, something they should know about this person? Wow. Wow, look at this. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Then we have Cosmos, which is the World card, and the Ten of Cups, Major Arcana cards. This person is fully happy, fulfilled, and good on their own. Like, this person does not need you. If you've wondered about that, like if you've wondered, like, what is the impact to really have in this person's life? They've been rejected so much that their relationship with themselves and with Spirit they are so strong. Like, this Ten of Cups is inner. It doesn't depend on anything outside themselves, which makes them a total treasure to be around, pile 6. Like, seriously, this person's not going to ask anything of you. They just want companionship and like a partner on the journey, and they have a lot of wisdom to share. Yeah. I mean, of the 6 piles, I would say this person, I mean, there's some pretty great people in here so far, but this person, more than anyone, is like, they got it going on. Advice for pile 6, please, from the Oracle of the Shapeshifters deck. Once upon a midnight dreary, creativity, genius, writing, expression, artistic flow. Yeah, this person's also an artist, if you didn't know that. If you are an artist, you that are watching, this person has some kind of key to unlocking your mastery, your genius. Now, I can't tell you what that is. It's going to be different for each of you, but if that strikes a chord and you've thought about that and you're like, why would that be with this person? Go for it. Seriously, like, get closer to them. There's something about them that can really get you in touch with your own sense of creative flow in a way that's going to be really powerful. Tell me about that, if that happens, or if you've even experienced that already. I'd be so curious to hear that in the comments. So this was your reading, pile 6. I hope you enjoyed it and it was useful for you. Please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you in the next reading.